yesterday. I thought my profits were here to stay. Like Superman, up, up and away. Oh, I remember yesterday. Suddenly, my funds half of what they used to be. I took too much leverage like a newbie. Oh, I remember yesterday. Why I sold too low, I don't know, I couldn't say. I didn't know how far it could go. How I long for yesterday. Yesterday, crypto dreams were just a trade away. Now I'm stuck with losses every day. Oh, I believe in yesterday. Why I chased that dip, I don't get it, went astray. I overplayed my hand in this game. How I miss my yesterday. Yesterday. Oh, I believe in yesterday. Yesterday. Oh, I believe in yesterday. Flickering candlesticks, it's a neon dream. Voices whispering trades I shouldn't make. Fevered fantasies are just another mistake. Confidence, they say, buy high, hold tight. Far too late when the market takes a flight. Whispers twist my nerves, I'm falling for the bait. Ending up with losses at an alarming rate. Voices in my head make me buy when I should sell. Euphoria and dread, it's a roller coaster spell. Whispering doubt makes me break my golden rule. I'm just dancing with my demons, acting like a fool. Voices screaming in my head, shut the hell up, please shut the hell up. Stress and panic tug me from side to side. One day a king, next day I run and hide. Self-doubt knocks me on the edge of the drop. My faith in numbers sways until it finally stops. One minute they're shouting about the moon. Next moment despair hits, it's over too soon. Paralyzed by fear, profits slipping away. Caught in this constant battle every single day. Voices in my head make me buy when I should sell. Euphoria and dread, it's a roller coaster spell. Whispering doubt makes me break my golden rule. I'm just dancing with my demons, acting like a fool.
Testing 1, 2. How'd that do, Habib? I can't hear you though. I still can't hear you. No, I need you. I can't hear you. I said it's fine, John. Go to the studio room. Jeez, what's up your rear end today?
But I'm holding off. I'm not the one to chase green at the top.
You can hear me, can't you, Habib?
I'd rather short than buy the hype. I'm waiting for the dip.
Oopsies.
The right type. The price is high. I'll wait. I'm not the one to chase candles late. The price is high.
Are you going to do the announcement?
I'll short the peak or sit and take.
Ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourself for the turkey.
For those of you out there that have been hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
Oh, baby Tinker, after work, okay. I'll call you. Hey everybody, welcome to Late Night Crypto with the Road Dog, and here we are looking at the market. Wow, it's a lot different from what it was yesterday, right? Kind of a lot of red going on here, you know, just kind of a lot of red. Oh man, Altcoin, you're down to 146. How can that be? You were just 46 cents not long ago. Now you're down to 146. That's crazy. No. How's it going, everybody? Did we take profits on the way up? So we talked about, you know, these were green candles yesterday. They're looking good, bouncing off this little area right here. Got rejected up there again, right? We talked about that possibility again, right? But you know what happened? You remember this little woolly booger right here? This little inverted head and shouldery looking guy here? That little guy, he just got bigger. I know, but his legs got a little kind of creepier here. I don't know. He looks like a spider on the ceiling to me. And I just keep seeing that. But he's got a little bitty spider legs here, and that one kind of, you know, and now he got a big old fat head. Yeah. So anyway, we're coming right back down to where we were before on this, but now it looks like we may be catching bottom down here. So that's a good something for altcoins. I'm wondering this weekend, you know, they gave us a bummer for a Friday. They did that to us a couple weeks ago, maybe even last. I can't remember. They've switched it up, and this was when, you know, they ran us down on Friday, and then in the weekend when nobody was expecting it, stuff started pumping. And I could see a scenario where we could bounce off this trend line and go right back up there this weekend. I'm just watching Bitcoin dominance to see if that might be true. Now, Bitcoin dominance is being a little tricky to me right now, and I'm having trouble kind of deciphering what she's trying to do next, because on one hand, let's go to the 4 hour, because this is kind of help us navigate this weekend, I think. On one hand, we lost a trend line. On the other hand, we got rejected off this 618. That sounds like, oh man, we should go down from here, right? And then we got this idea, well, okay, maybe we did our little 5 waves or whatever. We're going through a correction. You know, that's usually a 3-wave correction. A, B, C is what they do. Is that what we're doing? If so, then this weekend could look good. If we're going to get rejected here at the 618 again, we should. All right, we tapped it here. We got above it a few times. Couldn't get above it here. We should. Really, you shouldn't even be talking to it. I'm just saying. But this is my opinion. I mean, do what you want to do. You grown ass man. You would do what you want to do. But why are you even talking to it again? It already rejected you. Just keeps. It's Friday night, I guess. There ain't got nobody else to talk to. Okay. So here, Bitcoin dominance, butting its head against the wall here. Hopefully, it will chill the freak out. Now, there's a chance, since it broke this trend line, I mean, it could, we could do something like that. I don't know. Would that be? I can't imagine all the money pouring into Bitcoin on the weekend. I really cannot imagine that. But maybe there's some rich whales or something. We're off this week, Helen. Perhaps that we should go ahead and get our savings and transfer it over to Bitcoin. I'll do that while you ready the yacht for port. Call the captain. I don't know. Is it something crazy like that going to happen, or are we going to roll over? Now the non-moving average is below the 21, so that's a little bearish, and this little bearish being in there, and there's a big cloud waiting to eat us. But man, she looks a little tricky. There's, this is a bearish sign. That's a cross that's happening. A bearish cross that's happening. So there's things that suggest that, man, you should be pulling us down a little bit, but I ain't seen it yet. Are you? Makes me want to come down to the 6 minute and see what you're talking about. Well, hey, man, what's going on the real skinny Bitcoin dominance? Are you going to give us a break this weekend? Will this weekend be good for altcoins? Can they come out and party? Because Bitcoin has a hangover. I'm just saying it does. And here we are again with another trend line. Another trend line beautifully broken. No, you beautifully broke it over here. Rejection, rejection, more rejection. Are you a lower low? Tell me you're a lower low. Give me something to go with here. I need something. I'm gonna squint my eyeballs and imagine, and I'm clicking my heels as I'm doing this right now. All right, so we need to see a lower low out of this little guy, and maybe we're onto something here and getting a little rejection there, and maybe we can have a little altcoin party. Yeah, I can see the 6 minute. I'm just looking at my bigger moving averages. They're the key to me kind of forecasting some of these things. And yeah, they're bearish formation. So let's hope this was bullish though. But this was bullish. Let's hope that you can undo the bullishness that you did on the way up here, and roll over this weekend. Bitcoin dominance. If that will happen, Bitcoin can hang sideways, or even go up or something. But at least just kind of hang sideways where it is right now. That could be good for altcoins, but gosh darn it. Look at your Bitcoin. Taking a fall here. I've been watching it on this chart. Which chart? This one? No, I haven't been watching it on that one, but that's the one that I've had up there. All this stuff were the areas I was hoping that, we would get respect. Well, looks like that was pulling it from this fib and hoping for that was the wrong thing to do. Pulling it from they wanted to go with the bigger fib pulls, the bigger fib target. So we went all the way down to the 0.5 on this guy right down here to our little red line right there. So yay, we got all that. We got a nice big dip out of Bitcoin, and I'm cool with the dip. I'm definitely cool with the dip. I wouldn't mind retesting 100,000, to be honest with you. We just don't want to dip down too far, and where it starts getting us back into bearish territory. But we just came just a wee bit, just a little smidgen above our high, and that's a little disappointing. A little, kind of expected more. You guys, you been on them? It was like, that's over that quick. Okay. I just thought it. And fireworks. I don't know. What were you expecting? Fireworks? Well, yeah, kinda. Okay. So no fireworks. No fireworks for you. You did not deserve the fireworks. All right, so this is what we did. We kind of tipped our head above there and said, "Hey, man, yeah, hey, we can do this. All right, yay! All right, well, let's go back." And we're like, "Hey, man, what?" Because the thing is, the I don't know if it's not really a narrative. I don't think people put out there, but there is this term called price discovery, right? And it sounds like Bitcoin is price action is suddenly Superman. Price discovery for everybody and beyond, infinity and beyond, and you think it's just going to keep on going up, and then I'm sure we'll bump our head somewhere, and we'll just kind of figure it out as we go. But how many times we just come up just a wee little bit, and it sucks. It sucks. We come up, but that was at least we could measure that wee little bit. That actually hit a fib level. This one didn't even hit the fib that. I'm sure it hit something, but it didn't hit the one that, for my strategy, for my technique, for what I do. It didn't hit my fib, and I'm kind of perturbed about that. I'm kind of upset about that, but in the whole midst of this, we got the old golden cross That's a buy signal. Now, if you've been watching my channel, I kind of interpret that a little different. It is technically a buy signal. It is. We programmed bots to it. My bots used to buy on that signal, and that was a programmable choice there. It is a official buy signal. My take on it is it doesn't mean buy now though, because that would piss me off with my bots. I'm like, dude, you didn't have to buy it exactly at that moment. I thought they were smarter than what they were. They did exactly what you told them to, and then you got mad at them for doing exactly what you told them to. And I didn't understand exactly what I was telling them at the time until I actually learned TA. Here we go. So my take on that is my saying on this is it's a buy signal, but it's like buy the dip. It's a buy the dip buy signal. It means don't buy now, but buy the next pullback. And I think that's a good way to look at that, because a lot of times when these crosses happen, you do get something happening here. Especially the bigger ones, like the 100 cross and the 200 or something like that. Sometimes, you know, it's bullish overall. The momentum is creeping up. It's going there. But when that happens, it like triggers something. Maybe it's in the mathematics or something, but when those two numbers overlap there, or those two values overlap, kind of makes price action sometimes chill out for a minute. Now I'm looking at this very, very, very strong price action that we got here. We got two different trend lines going on, so we're deviated from the main one from back here and went on our own little extra. We got three humps and an extra bump. It's like we got a hunchback. I don't know. Elliot, how did you decipher it? Elliot will give you something weird now. He's changed his tune. He seems to think that we are going. Oh, now you're saying we're going back to 80. I do like that. I like 88,000. But come on, Elliot. That's a little bit too. Is it too bearish for you? All of a sudden, this whole market has just turned bearish. We were like, oh yeah, all this is like, we're going to all-time high, and then and we made an all-time high, and now everybody's like, it's going down. This is it. It's a bear market. And I'm like, geez, that would suck for one thing. Wouldn't it suck? We don't. Oh man. Let's all ask Jesus at the same time. Please don't make us go through another double. We talk. Oh man, I don't even want to mention. We posited that. We presented that idea about a year ago or something, man. Wouldn't it kind of suck? We got up here and then we did a double. Yeah, it was about a year ago, wasn't it? Yeah. Do this again. That was not fun, people. I mean, this part was fun, and that was kind of a relief and hopeful, and then it was gone. It was gone, and nobody knew it because BitBoy was calling, for 100,000 because Mr. X knew, okay, and only low IQ people didn't believe that, that somebody had the inside scoop. I mean, come on, man. It wasn't until we got down here that he kind of finally figured it out that, oh man, I guess it's over. Or was it no, it was this dip down to, no, he sold at 30 or something, right? Anyway, Bitcoin would never go below $47,000, and then it did. And I'm trying to poke fun or anything, but I mean, you're going to hear crazy ideas at these tops. That, it's going to keep on going forever. But I don't think that this is the top, and the reason is because our weekly indicators are like, it's just right now. Hey man, that was quite a climb up there, and look, we got another red dot here on the daily. What happened the last time we got one of them? Let's look at the last few that we got here. How fun were they? How fun were they? Were they horrible? Man, that was terrible. Man, that one even went up. That sucks when it goes up after you get that red dot. That one was terrifying right here. I remember that. That was like I was like, I had to go to counseling that day. I was like, okay, and then now we got another one. I'm like, yeah, it's all over. I mean, clearly those red dots are just killing us. those weren't that bad, and hopefully this one won't be that bad either, especially with money flow being in the green. Now you can make arguments for divergence here. That's a very strong move. I look for triple divergence, and I'm only seeing 2 instances. So really, I look for 3. I look for 3 instances. Remember, there's one, and then from this hump over here, there's another. And really, is it really? I mean, it's not. No, I wouldn't even consider that. Because they're going the same way too. Look, they're still in the same direction. That's not even bearish divergence. That means, oh baby. But I was looking, when you look on the momentum wave, now it's got some. So, and so even there, I'd be looking for 3 instances. But there's none on the RSI, and that's the main one I pay attention to. Let me come over to the chat and say hello to everybody. We won't spend all of our time on Bitcoin, 21 minutes. We'll get to some altcoins and take a look. I just wanted to point out that we do have the red dot here on the daily. And I don't know if this trend line is going to hold or not, but if it doesn't hold, we can look down to these areas. Maybe that's our test around 103, 102, right through that area. Could happen. But we still have some support to go through, and we've zoom out to take the big picture instead of trying to zoom in to take the little picture. And yeah, 103 area is right there from that one on our next little fib area. Could happen. Is it the end of the world? I mean, it kind of sucks that we couldn't get any higher. For real. Because this 114 area, and I'm sure you heard that the other places too. A lot of people looking there. 111 came up on one of the local pools, and that seemed to be the one that got respected so far. It may just be a stair step up to 114. So we don't want to put that picture out of the mind, because she does need to make a little bit better of a higher high rather than just tap it and all this work for just that. I mean, what the hell? What do you guys think? But I'm sure what I'm pretty confident on, and we talked about this last night, about how they set us up for the weeks, the weekends and everything. And I think we were talking about it Wednesday and well, last night would be Thursday. It's good to start planning ahead for that on those days. When they start pumping us midweek, because they usually pull something on the weekends. And so this weekend I'm going kind of light. I'm not really looking to do anything with my portfolio, or I might look for some trade ideas and everything, but just kind of curious how we're going to do it. Looking for some juicy areas to maybe get into Bitcoin. I've been shorting Bitcoin today, and well, that's been kind of fun once it got started. Let me come over to the chat, see what we guys are. Whoops, let me get the right chat out here. And wow, we got scrolled up there. We got Soul. Soul was first tonight. How's it going? Joe from Trade Intuition, fellow YouTuber. Go check him out. He also teaches, streams, throws out videos and music here on YouTube. Teaching teaches for free. We got King Hell. I can barely hear myself for some reason. There's Strega. Tommy 2 Liters. Road Dog, how do you like the Bitcoin dip? I don't mind it a bit. She did come down a little further than me because I didn't zoom out far enough on my measurement. I was taking it just from here, so a little further. But she's right on. She's cool. I'm just waiting to see what areas hold, but I wouldn't mind. I mean, she wants to come back down. As low as she can come without messing up our trend is where I wouldn't mind seeing her go, to be honest with you, because I've been ready. Loki's Angel says, "Hey dog, love your show." Man, I love that comment. I really do. I never get tired of it. Never. There's Abe. How's it going? Wow, you guys are chatty. Yeah, I like that. My chat rate is up and stuff. 22 people hanging out with me tonight. Thank you so much. I am having a good weekend so far. Decent weekend. I guys gotta get my butt in gear. I found myself getting into a little bit of a rut lately. I'm trying to break out of that. Has a lot to do with my sleep, I think. Here for the cowbell and dancing ladies and scantily clad clothing. Also slightly interested in crypto, K-Diggity, man. Well, I got your cowbell, baby. I got your cowbell right here. Little cowbell never hurt anybody. Chief and Keith. Hey, there's Jesse. How's it going? Good morning, Jesse. There's Sid. All right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. If you guys got any coins that you want to take a look at, any projects, anything like that, whether we want to just look at the charts or maybe look at the tokenomics or something like that, I'm going to put my little marker right there. And then while I blab away about a few of the indices and things like that, we'll start talking. Now, before we do, here we are on Bitcoin, still on Bitcoin. And this is our trend line from the bigger. It doesn't match up here, but it did on the bigger time frame. We zoomed in, so things get a little skewed up, right? But anyway, regardless of that, we'll bring out our indicators. And right now, after that little dumpy, oh, you already had it? Well, I'm behind the time. It looked like we were printing it right there until I zoomed in. Now that looks 2 hours away. My bad. Well, that means that you probably are getting ready to print one on the 2 hour. Might be getting ready to print us a good green little dot right here. Let's hope for that. We're catching traction here. In my personal opinion, and you know, we had our move up. We made a triple top pattern over here, or idea over here. A lot of people are just gonna call it head and shoulders. At this point, I don't. You know, it's just it's fine. The basic premise to get out of it, I think, whatever you want to call it or dissect it, is that, well, you had a top and you had a bottom, and it makes like you make a channel, or even like this, even if you want to squeeze the little channels, well, you could have started like that anyway. But it, you know, anything like that, and then you did not hold. So now there should have been a continuation idea, what you'd be looking for, that the price goes up, but she did not. She loses lawns, and I don't know, a lot of people will be looking at different things. A lot of flags are drawn, I'm sure, lots of flags. And you know that if you heard, well, you need a flag with a cup and handle inside it. Well, that's what a flag with a cup and handle idea looks inside. It's not really, but I mean, I don't call them cup and handles, but some people do. Lots of people do now. I just think that you know, if you are going to, you know, be a pattern trader or a pattern teacher, or if you're going to teach patterns, that maybe you should at least have some statistics about them. And the best place for statistics that I've ever found has been Thomas Bukowski, who actually you know, made a career of studying them, and he wrote the book on it. So that's just my point of reference to get the ideas from, or to get the statistics from. Whereas, I don't know, on YouTube you can hear just about anything, what anybody thinks, opinions, opines the reason it does it. But we've got like an 8. Okay, so we went to the top, and then we're getting a correction, and those are usually like in 3 waves, is what they say. You know, 1, 2, 3. And that should be, we are definitely at an area of support. I'm on the 15-minute time frame here. 600 moving average, 800. I mean, those are gorgeous. The momentum is still there. That was just a correction, in my opinion. Now, will we try to be shooting for all-time highs this weekend? I don't. That doesn't make sense to me, but as long as we bounce here, I mean, we can come up. Maybe we bearishly retest and we get rejected there. That could happen, and then we come lower. We can come up and make a higher low. That's one scenario that we could be looking for. Actually, that is the scenario that we need to be looking for if we're, you know, looking for a bearish trend to be starting. So it is kind of important that as we start coming back up here, well, we do need to start working on the higher high. I'm just kind of curious, maybe we just kind of bounce around here all weekend, because I can't see us doing that until sometime next week on probably, that would be Tuesday, wouldn't it? Because the markets, unless Mr. Moneybags comes in or something, Tuesday would be way over here somewhere. Like here. My goodness, what will price do between now and then? Besides go down. Oh my gosh. Well, if this is an ABC correction, hopefully there's no more down. Hopefully there's a little bit more up before we get any more down. That's a pretty nice. Look at the cup and handle. What? How did that work? Cup and handle is a legitimate pattern. It is a legitimate pattern. There's just some guidelines for it, and All right. So it still looks like we're getting a bounce over here on total 3. I'm just saying. I want to take a look at the others real quick. And here we are again, bouncing off a trend line I've got. Now she don't look as beautiful on this time frame. Where were you, on the hour or something like that? Let's kind of pull you out and make you a little bit more relevant. But we're bouncing from this area here. That's a good sign. That's a good sign. 200 moving average here on the 1 hour. That's a good sign that momentum is still there for us on total 3. So I still think we can get a little bump up on the altcoins this weekend, and maybe it looks like it may be a little bit of a bump up on the Bitcoin too. I just can't see Bitcoin going crazy and everybody going, I gotta buy it this weekend. Yay, it's Memorial Weekend. Yay. Call the bank. Oh shoot, they're closed. Well, we'll call them Monday. No, that's Memorial Day. They're closed then too. So I don't know. Kind of curious. Usually, thinking back on the thumbnails I made on Memorial Day, it's largely sucked for the most part. I'm just saying the bears were coming out. I think in 23 anyway. Definitely, Memorial Day was kind of and then of course. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that our Memorial Days last year kind of sucked too, because we'd already peaked and started our little journey down there. And here we are, altcoins. Are you making a comeback? Making a little comeback? That's good. That's good. You need it, because did you see how much they dropped today? Man, look at that. That was about 7 or 8% earlier. Got scared. They got scared. They got scared. Look, WIF is cheap again. Well, not really, but cheaper than what it was a little bit. It would be might be a good time to look for a little longs for this weekend. I'm just saying, if we are on an ABC correction and we just now finished it, I'm just saying it's probably a good time to start looking for some stuff. I'm just throwing that out there. And I like to screen through these little guys sometimes and see if I can see anything over here that looks interesting. Not even looking at the coin name. What's you? Stellar? Stellar, you're looking interesting. We got 29 cents. Shiver? Oh, these guys are... Well, they're all looking kind of down. At a good little place that a lot of them could... Well, I don't know about you. What are you? Mantle? I'm not seeing you being in a poppable situation right now, but maybe you can. Oh, we got a list. And Sir James. XRP. Carrot. Well, I haven't looked at that one in a long time. Sweet. Can we look at render? 1000 Floki. And Peppy. Hey, there's Bullish on Parade. All right, we got a little list to go over. I think we can do that. 34 minutes and we already got Altcoins. That's improvement. We can do it. I got hope now. We can almost do this. We can train the turkey. We can reel him in. We can build a new one if we have to. All right, let's go take a look at XRP. I like this song. XRP. Oh, you got cheap. You went from almost a 250 down to a 228. We were looking somewhere around here at 231. Let's see if we can back up and see what we're looking at here. I don't think I've looked at it on, at least not on this particular chart in a while. Yep, so if you zoom out, bigger time frame, there we go. So breakout of a falling wedge channel, the idea. Nice, nice, nice. Higher highs, higher lows. Still the same story, still higher highs and higher lows. Can't complain about that. Nice little W pattern down there. I remember that now. Looks like we are testing this area. Let me get this guy out of the way. Oh, my thing didn't touch. Slide you over to that little guy. All right, and looks like we got a 382 idea going on right there. Okay. Gotcha. That's from this bigger move here. And let's see what we got here with the new ones. Hopefully that will hold. I mean, and there's a 382 actual that we could be touching on our pullback here too. Be flirting with the trend line, not wick through it or something like that. It's a fuzzy trend line. It's a fuzzy area. Overall, let's see. What sucks that Lucy went rogue on us, but we're trying to work and recover these areas on the moving averages. It's trying. They're still, oh gosh darn it. I'm going to zoom out just a minute. So interesting, you got the death cross over here, but the 50 moving averages, it turned up and it's starting to fall under the 200, so that's not exactly totally bearish, is it? I like the trend line better over here, I think. And it would be a little bit, it would be stronger in my personal opinion. When you take a trend line from a bigger time frame and with the candle bodies, I think you'll see better results that way. Or see good results that way, strong results that way. She's flirting with the drop, isn't she? Or looking like she's trying to, but she did make a higher high over here. I'm going to go. I just need a fresh chart. We did Binance. Let's try. Bitstamp. So this freaked a lot of people out with all this price action over here, head and shoulders and calls, and I mean we did get a drop down. Those are wicks. I can draw a line through wicks without feeling guilty about it. We got the same little thing over there, huh? So overall, well, we touched you. And we've been holding you pretty good, and you pretty good. Ah, we got two. Well, they're twinsies. They line up perfect. That's awesome. The 382s up ways and down ways. They overlap. That's kind of cool. I would hope that this area would hold here at 229. If it doesn't, then we're starting to look to retest these areas back here about 205. But she's been on a nice trend. And we're trying to see if we can get some horizontal support here, and that does need to hold. 200 moving average is coming up there. And I mean, the best that I can do is draw a trend line and just hope that holds. So we're at where this is the point, in my personal opinion. it would be a double whammy to break the trend line and the Fibonacci and start coming down. That might be the sign of a rollover. So we don't want that, but I don't see a reason to be too bearish just yet because, it is making higher highs and higher lows. It didn't come up and make a lower high and then try to do it. Well, unless you want to count this, but I don't count that. And then here on the smaller time frames, it does look like we're getting a little reaction over here. And then even this one's got a moving average on it, and probably have one on some other time frames too in that area, and come down to the 1 hour. And then we get some sums that talk to me a little bit more and say, yeah, I think we're trying to work our way out of this, So over the weekend, I would say that we can probably see it start to move up to about 236, maybe start moving up to 240. Actually, I think I would shoot for that. I would see if we can shoot for that over the weekend here. This is the 1 hour. Surely in amongst the 48, 72 hours that we go. Oh, so we got a 4-day weekend. Well, and I don't know how that's going to mix up everything, Memorial Day or anything like that, but I would say that this trend line here that we lost will probably be some resistance. And at the top of that resistance is also that Fibonacci. Right there at about 240, so I would say we can bump our head there. And the story after that is where it gets kind of hairy. Either we're coming down here and trying to bottom out, or we get rejected and start making a lower low and breaking trend lines. I don't know about that yet, but the momentum is suggesting that we'll probably just try to work our way through it somehow. So Dimitri's at 233 right now. It's just another 3% there. Let's take a look at Carat. Well, Dumpy City, look at you. When you thought you were feeling low, you haven't looked at Carat. It's feeling lower than you are. All right, nice, not nice, but dang. Who said something bad to you and ruined your day? What happened to you? Well, it's good, all right. Susie came by and she didn't ask me to lunch. It made me upset. Oh, man. Wow, that looks harsh. Is there some news with this one or anything? Because technically that's good. That indicates that. I'm trying to find some hope here right now, but the only thing I can give you is a 786 and a 886 Fibonacci. And you already met one of them, so it looks like we're coming down to 886 land. And that's around just right under 6 cents there. So we're going to hope that we kind of put the brakes on there and level out a little bit and try to turn things around. All right, so I want to take this moment. We're going to go back to Total 3. And we're going to come over to the weekly. We're not even going to look at the chart. We're just going to look at the indicators here. And we've had our little green dot back in April. Well, how about that? Here is our MACD on the weekly, and hopefully by this weekend, maybe we can start seeing this flip over to show a little green. That's what we're hoping. The other option is for it to slowly roll over. That would suck. But Bitcoin did that already. And I think, in my personal opinion, we're just a little behind. I think if we come over to the 3-day chart, you might have be a little bit more hopeful. I mean, it sucks that money flow is coming down a little bit, but hey, maybe it'll flow back up. It's still in the green. That's important. But we do have a green dot here on Market Cipher, a buy signal. Stochastics are headed up. I mean, it's pretty good. And MACD is already in the blue. She's tired, but still positive. So the bigger time frames are saying, hey, man, I mean, things aren't horrible. It's just it's just the daily and the other smaller time frames are saying life sucks right now. I mean, we're in a possible ABC correction, in my opinion, and also that of Elliott. I don't know if he's on the sauce today or not. I haven't talked to him, but he slurs his words anyway, so hard to understand. But he does think we're on an ABC correction too. I tend to agree. Or a double top, you know. Hey, we'll know if we cross this line over here, if it's a double top or not. We'll figure that out soon enough. We'll have a heads up if we start breaking that trend line. That's why I like diagonals. They give you a heads up if you're going to break a horizontal a little earlier sign. But there's some signs here. We got some hopium for some support, and as long as there's a little hopium out there, well, this turkey's gonna he's gonna breathe it in. Oh yeah, a little hopium. 22 people out there. We took a look at XR people. Took a look at Carrot. Let's take a look at Sui. Oh wow, on the 4 hours, probably a good time for me to look. Lost our trend line there. That kind of sucked. That's a blue line. That was a measured move. So, but on the rise up, I guess that was a good target to take some profit. She did some other stuff there. Oh, look at targets and never got hit. You never saw those. You never saw those. There's a hope if we did have a flag, and listen, every time I draw a flag, I got a lecture that goes with it, so I wasn't the one saying, we're going to definitely flag to the left side. I was definitely talking about trend lines and what to watch out for. But anyway, I'm not your flag boy. I'm just not. But we do have some higher targets up there that we do put on board. There's the ABC. That's one of mine. I would be. You're still on the board, though. You're still up for grabs. You're still up for grabs. I'm not giving up on you. That would be my little guy right here. 470. I'll stick with my 470. I'm not sticking with somebody's flag target. So, correction. Elliot, do you think that this is an ABC correction? Because I'm too lazy to count it myself. Elliot thinks that we are still in a C correction wave. Thank you, Elliot. Go back to drinking. I should have stole his ideas, but I was not quick enough. So I'm going to pull my own fibs, and we're going to put our own little labels over here, and we're looking for these guys. 301, 332-ish. Maybe even 270, depending on the narrative and how tweaky it gets and everything. But overall, here on the 4 hour, man, momentum, the moving averages they're flipping. I think it's looking pretty decent. We just gotta figure out our new bottom there or something. And here's a game I like to play. It's called the WD GAN. Where the hell will they go angle? And I would kind of maybe take this into account, since it already gave us a heads up there was a channel there anyway. And if I were I would start looking about 334, my friend. I would start looking there. And just remember, this is a bearish channel, and there is also the chance we come down here. She might decide to come down here, and that would suck. I just have to mention it because some people may not agree with this idea. This was not pulled out of my ass. This was pulled out of the hat. Pulled out of the rabbit's hat. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, the channel 2 would give you that. Yeah, that's not a crazy idea. The channel 2 would do that. There is this channel tool over here. I never use it. Some people do. I forgot where to find it. Oh, it's over here with the trend lines, right? You got this parallel channel. Yeah, and so people, they'll draw it like that. And that's not the one I think I was looking for, though. Well, okay, so there's that one, and it gives you a middle line too. There's another thing. Is it the regression tool? I don't think that's it. What happened to my screen? What are you doing? Hey, Hey. Picasso, get that stuff off my screen, man. What's up? So a 200 moving average is what we're trying to bounce off now. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. I hope we do, but if we're doing that ABC correction, it looks like we got a little bit lower that we could be going here. So it sucks that stuff happens, but hey, it just gives us a chance to buy cheaper. Let's take a look at Render. Render was starting to look a little bit better, wasn't it? Yeah, it was up to, oh yeah, that's back up to $5 from being $2.50. That's pretty good. That's crazy, isn't it? It was on Liberation Day, it went down to $2.50 on Render, and then a month later, it doubled up. You could have doubled your money in 1 month just buying Render at $2.50. It would have been hard to do unless you actually, kind of thought about it ahead of time. That's why we need to make plans ahead of time, what coins that we like. So when we get the opportunity, when the world, the floor falls out from underneath the world, that we have, we got a plan, we got an idea. I like what Render's doing, actually. I mean, it sounds that we can come on here and make it sound, well, if you had bought it here, you've been in my group, you're maybe looking at Bitcoin mostly on those days. Well, not everybody, but altcoins too. But I feel silly for all these little zoomed in prices. So this is the main trend line, and she's working on it. I mean, I think it looks like she's got a good chance to recover this at some point. Probably not today, but she's been working on it really good. Nice little double bottom there. W pattern there. That's beautiful. So we got this little section. We'll get this little. We'll have three little compartments on the way up. Is what we're looking for, especially after making this little guy. So get W. We go up, zigzag, zigzag, zigzag. We go up, zigzag, zigzag, zigzag. Go up, zigzag, zigzag, zigzag. Come, do our little pullback thing. As a general rule of thumb, that's what we look for. That's what we're looking for. And so we're just in the process of doing that, I think. So I've got still 585. Sounds crazy right now, but hey, it doesn't sound as crazy as it did when we were sitting at 346, does it? It's like, oh my gosh, we've actually made some progress. So I like what I don't like this though. But this happens. It's not the worst thing, but it's just not the. So this was our initial trend line, and then she broke it, and she's riding beneath it. So either she recovers this, and we're like, oh, you're just. We should really just take it to this wick, and everything's all right. We can do this, and everything's hunky dory. Or we're still good. That it can just a maturing trend line is how I refer to it. They start out steep and they kind of angle out, and then they finally catch. And that's where I like to use this guy. And then you got some ideas of where, if you do come down, maybe you can come down to those guys. He only has one touch. He's not technically valid. So just to be authentic, or just to be responsible, accountable, not to look like I'm just making stuff up, I'm going to leave him dotted. So note that he's not a solid idea. He is just a theoretical idea at the time. However, I think... Are you holding? Oh, sweet. Okay, the wick. Got you. Okay, sweet. Okay. Playing with me angles and me fibs. I like the moving averages there too. So, I guess the question is she coming down or going up? And right now, she's more inclined to drop down just a wee bit. In my personal opinion, it looks like she's trying to come in and test the 50, maybe about 430, maybe, or she can still catch. She hasn't broken this little. I mean, let's come down to the smaller time frame. Have you broken your trend line over here? There's still a little wiggle room on this one. So there's still some hope that maybe we can bounce here. And actually, here on the 1 hour, I think it's going to. I think it's going to hold here. It's like it's retesting this, that. I think it's going to hold. I mean, don't string me up my toes if it doesn't, but from what I can see, that looks pretty good. Actually, it looks to me like it caught and it's angling up, and that's starting to look bullish. I think we're going to see some action out of altcoins this weekend. I think we're going to see a little bit more of a rise up in altcoins. That's just my take. I hope I'm right. I hope I'm not wrong. I hope we don't dump in altcoins, but that's just kind of what I see the potential for that. And let's take a look at Pepe. So that's why I think, and so what I'm seeing on the charts is we're in a correction, and a lot of these coins are in the last stages of them. Some of them have already caught it and starting to bounce already a little early, I think. So I do think that you can find some good entries on, a weekend trade play, something like that. I'm not trying to go too crazy this weekend on anything. We get a little bit more feel for what they're really, really trying to do, but it looks promising to me. Well, that never happened. You suck, Road Dog. What did you get? 13. What was this, Pepe? Did I sell my Pepe here? I don't have any more Pepe on my... Okay. Well, there goes Pepe. All right, so she's been flirting with this trend line again. That's twice that she's broke through, so I'm gonna move this down to there. Yeah, I got the option. Sometimes I keep it there just so I can track all the little break, those little bear traps that they do and stuff, or swing failure patterns. My bad. That's the new term. I'm always gonna call it a bear trap. I don't think you need fancy names for these things. You just describe what's happening the best you can. I don't know, but we've always tried to label something. So to me, this is going to be resistance. It looks like a wide open field to try to recover. So that's pretty cool, Pepe. Can we go back to 15 something? We're at 14 now. We came back and retested that area. We hadn't quite made it up here. I'm going to put this one up here. I mean, I'm sure if I pull high to low, that we're going to get my little targets right in that same little zone there. So I'm sticking with you. Well, let's go, Pepe. Make us money, baby. Did we do 1,000 Floki? I don't think I... Oh, that's why. That's the tricky one to do. You got to do Floki and then put a 1 in front of it, right? Is that it? I haven't found a quick way to do these things yet. Oh, you suck. Oh, there we go. I get... Hey, Weeks has got it. I guess people are more likely to be over on Weeks than anywhere else. So 1,000 flow keys, that's going to be futures, so we're probably not looking for long-term investment targets, are we? So we had that, deviated from that, and that's always cool. Oh, we even deviated from that one. Jeez, and so that's how the parabola starts, and then all these moving averages here on the 4 hour. They're switching over. We saw that earlier this week on a lot of these coins, and they did good, in my opinion, because of that. That's the current. We're the trend switch, baby. That's the trend is going up. The downward trend is over. The upward trend has started. How high can she go? Suddenly my bag of Floki doesn't look as pitiful anymore. Cool, we cleared our area here. Look how beautiful that is. Look how beautiful. Tap that little wick over here. That beautiful. Tap this little stuff right above that, and that's exactly where we need to be above. So we're heading 13.8. I think this is where it's going to start getting fun right here. Right around 16 and 19.5. So 16.7, 19.5 in that area. I think it's going to be Well, gosh darn it, they're all going to be fun. I gotta remember, you always gotta look to the left, and there is a lot of congestion over here. So I almost let this one. I almost skimped on this one. I was looking at this price action and wasn't paying attention over here. So we may not breeze through this one like I'd hoped. I wonder. I still like this one. This is the one that's going to get paid more. I mean, even if somebody, and there could be, I mean, you can make an argument for an entry somewhere around here for somebody getting in. Would have been better to get in, it was 33% cheaper, but hey. But from here to that target's 59%, so that's nothing to sneeze at. From these low areas, let's just say down here, 5 cents, getting up there, woo, that'd be almost 200% gains on that. You just gotta collect them on spot when they're down here. When they're below, you pull a fib, you get a bottom from a top to bottom. Pull a fib. Is Kelly in here? I haven't seen her, or I can't remember. Well, I think I saw her on the earlier show. Okay. This could have related to something we were talking about in Telegram. So, I mean, you get this, right? You get a high, and then sometimes she comes down, and we kind of assume or figure, hey, we finally determine, well, that might be the bottom. After we determine, because you got to, because first you're starting here, and oh, that wasn't the bottom. Oh, that wasn't the bottom. Oh, there's the bottom. But but after you get the bottom in, then you pull your fib, and you're like, oh man, anywhere below 10 cents is a good place to buy this in the bigger picture of things on this leg. And I've shown ways that a couple of different ways we can narrow that in. And all these targets, and it's that easy. These targets up here, man. $86 up to there. That's pretty cool. All right, so we got her all fibbed out right there and everything, and we're above our testing level. We made a lower high, so that's always a little concerning. It's a first sign to look for that's a sign of weakness. But if she does break trend line, then down here would probably be the area that I'd be looking to test, the bottom of this old trend line. So we're looking somewhere about 9 cents if that happens. But right now the momentum is still, I think personally, to the upside. 9's above the 21, still can bounce through here, trend line. I think it looks good. Take a look at the indicators here. I don't see the momentum wave, but it looks to me like it's curving around. Stochastics are looking good. You might have a green dot coming shortly. Might already have one on the smaller time frame. Yep, you already got one on the 1 hour. It's already been there. She's already respecting the line. Just got to come down to the smaller time frames and see how the reaction is. And looks like we're getting a good one, a good start here. Here on the 1 hour. MACD's already starting to get ready for the party. Yeah, she's getting ready for the weekend. Floki and MACD's gonna have a party this weekend. So that's cool. So it looks like we're headed for Gainesville. Just gotta go 2%, 5%, 8%, 10%, 6 to 15% to get up. I mean, that's doable. They came down. They can go back up. Hey, there's nope. No, just futures on 1,000 and IMX if we have time on the 5-minute IMX. And the 5-minute, well, okay, let me zoom out first though. I gotta get my bearings. Always gotta get my bearings. Oh, nice breakout. Secondary trend line. She might still have just a little bit of down. I mean, just a little bit of down. Nice. momentum is there. 15-minute. 200's up there. 300 there. That's helpful. It may have qualified, or it may still touch that little guy at 63 cents. Could still happen. Let's go to the 5-minute now. So, I don't know. I mean, she hadn't touched my fibs, so I don't feel 100% confident saying that she's bottomed out just yet. She still might have a little lower to go. Look at her indicators over here. And they're still playing with us a little bit. Money flows is starting to come into the green on the 5-minute. That's a good sign. All right. I'm not crazy about this. That's going to sandbag for a little bit. Are you going to do it? It's promising. It's promising. It just makes me wonder if it's got one more, if she's going to come down a little bit more. So a lot of people would see this as, and it could be, I don't, as a bear flag, taking us down. We're at a fib level. If we do come down, I'm still looking for here. At worst, 886, but it looks like they're trying to do something. Here's where I come down to even smaller time frames, just to get a little hope, understanding here. But trying, let's hope it sticks. What my moving averages are telling me, I mean, we got our bigger ones over here, and then we got them all nosediving it. And I believe she can come down to that target. I think she's already lost it right there. So I'm probably looking for her to come down and actually touch this little guy. But it is I do like the Ichimoku cloud. I like that. I mean, that's actually what I look for: price to go up just like that and get above a red cloud, then bounce and start riding above it. That scenario and this with the money flow going in the green make me think that's a possibility that maybe this trend line will still hold. Makes me want to double check my fibs, make sure I didn't mess up. What do we take it from there? Oh, helps if I zoom out. My gosh. Oh my gosh, it helps if I zoom out. That looks almost silly now. I'm gonna zoom out. That's our 382. Okay. For some reason I was thinking you were a 786. Why was that? Oh, from here. Okay, gotcha. Okay. So we got confluence on that then, right? And we got a 360 right there. Okay, with the program. All right, so I got all caught up in that 5-minute and forgot where the freak I was here. All I can say is just look and see if that trend line will hold. And if we get about, so we're losing or if we lose this 21 moving average, I'm looking for the 50. And I think the 50 moving average is underneath it's at my white line. So those are the two things saying that we need to test this area right here. And it looks like it could get some support there. I think the 5-minute tells me it looks like it can get some support there. So I think it can, but this is kind of a bearish formation. And I'm also concerned that because, well, this area hasn't actually hit. Not that it totally has to, but I would feel a lot more confident if it did. It doesn't have to, but right now, let's see if we can get a bounce here. If we do get a bounce there, then you know, we're trying to work for a higher high, and we need to start targeting that 70-cent area. It's just that they got some stuff to fight through here. Some stuff to fight through here. So it looks like around 68 cents is going to be a little turbulent, but it should be a correction going on right here. Is that Batman? Oh, we found Batman. I was looking everywhere for you. We put out the bat signal and everything. Where have you been? Spider Kitty? Oh, thank you, Soul. Do you guys remember? Do you guys remember Moonpig? Woohoo! All right, well, she's pulling back now, but she's at a win the 5-minute. This is, you remember Moonpig? She was like down here, like some tiny ass market cap or whatever, and I forgot. I'm terrible at remembering who mentioned it, but what do you guys? Maybe Haven. Somebody mentioned Moonpig. Yep. That's pretty sweet, Moonpig. $25 can turn into over 100. Anybody here happen to be in Moonpig? I mean, there's no reason for me to chart it here for real if it's not. Hey man, are you gonna hold? You've held so far, but now I'm looking at you sideways. I think she's in a correction too, and I think actually she'll come back down here. It's got to give it a little time, maybe here, but I'm not. We'll look at the 618. No, that 0.5 is not going to hold, I don't believe.
I'm trading fast right now. Gas feasting, but wow.
All right. Uh-oh, we got arrows pointing up here. Joe says, whatever happened to that one guy that asked about Gary? I haven't seen that person around for a while. Gary is so horrible in my opinion. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I can't think of the name at the moment. Sometimes it comes to me, but right now when I try to think of it, I can't draw on it. It's interesting when you look at your audience and everything, because people kind of cycle in and cycle out. Then you got some people here. Strega's here all the time. Strega's a warrior. Strega's been here for, oh my god, since I started streaming. I think it was Donna and Strega, and then other people, and Grizz back in the first streaming days. I remember. So some of you guys have been around just rocking it on, man. You're the 1%ers, dude. You're the 1%ers, and I think I'll give you guys a shout out. You guys are the true warriors. But what does Gary look like now? Gary. But yeah, I do remember. I haven't looked at that in a long time. It went down even further. Imagine that. That's crazy. That's hard to believe that coin would just keep going down like that. That's just an insane thought. Well, it's a spiky little guy, isn't it? But look, she might be at bottom. Look, she might be at bottom. Look, she might, you know. Lower and lower. That might be the answer to the question, Joe. It might be the. I don't know. I would get disappointed in something that did that. I'm gonna sneak a peek over here at one of my coins. That listen, I've been playing this one for a long time, and she hasn't done what I wanted her to do yet. I'm waiting for the day. Still got my fingers crossed that we're going to go from $12 up to $250 again. It's just like, wow, that was a lot shorter curve. Rounded bottom over there. This rounded bottom is turned into a flat pancake. Still, she's up higher than the $12 or whatever. This is Decred. It's a proof of stake, proof of work, proof of stake hybrid thing. Project's been around since like 2018. One of the boomer ones, but I've got a little stealth bag of this one. That's one of my dark horse plays that. Any day now, you want to pop off. And it doesn't look as great here on the daily, but what, did I make a sale there? I didn't have that over here, did I? But she's finally starting to do something, higher highs and higher lows, so maybe. Then we got good old Litecoin. Everybody's America's favorite coin, Litecoin. Also retesting trend lines. Looks like that's what most of these altcoins are doing right now. And remember, we do seem to think this might be a corrective wave, so there might be some ideas out there. Whatever your trigger is to get you into a trade, we might find a few triggers and a few setups this weekend. That one's. I like buying on, if I'm going to get in, I like getting close to a trend line, but, I also know that, 3 humps and a dumper might come into play here too. I don't want to buy a trend line and have a break on. So trend line, that, I like it when they start now down here. But I would entertain getting in on something as it touches a trend line if other things are looking good. I'm not really looking. I'm not seeing anything that's really just, hey man, there's one to get in right now. It's striking out to me. This is a possible. That's a lot of. And you've got a lot of action. Where are we at? Coinbase? Okay, well that's not. It shouldn't be a liquidity. Is that a lot of sell pressure, buy pressure on this stuff? All those wicks. What do you look like on the Christmas tree candles? You've been getting a lot of little action there, Litecoin. It's like you've been getting some volume coming in. I thought nobody cared about Litecoin. I wouldn't fade Litecoin. I think there'd be something come up with Litecoin. They will come up with a way to utilize some new technology on Litecoin, I believe. It's got value. It's just a boomer coin. And we got Rune, which is finally starting to look a little better than, a dollar stable coin. Now it's up to almost $2. Seems like we might have broke out of a trend line and got into another channel. Oh yeah. Probably the same one we were down here. Anyway, the moving averages. This is what I really like it on the 4 hour, where I can see where the ribbon, or I call it a ribbon flip, where the moving averages are starting to flip. That's such a good sign. We're above one level, trying to work on another one. So I would say 250 Rune. It's not too far away, and once we get there, man, I think the party's on, and it may not take us too long to get back to $4 or $5 Rune. I hope so, Rune, because this sucked with whatever. I remember all the crap that went on over there, whatever exploit and everything. That sucked on that drop. You better come back. Alright, so I got my chat on my tablet to keep me up to date, but she doesn't seem to be keeping up with it. Okay. Chris Klein says, I never heard of it before besides you, sir. And our second one, So Humor says, back in zombie land, says Strickland. Chris says, I think Floke Angels have been around since about last December. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. All right. Well, let's take a look. We've been going for an hour and 20. That's pretty reasonable. Tonight is Friday. We're at 108,406 for Bitcoin. And I'm on a 4 hour. We got a 4 hour green candle going on. Oh, I just saw that. I saw you. Do it again. Do it again. Do it again. I swear I wasn't hallucinating this time. Would I know it if I was? I'm pretty sure I would know if I was hallucinating. I think most of the time. Most of the time I do. That one just flipped light and then it went back dark. Right, that's see right there. Woo! I like that. That's usually a good sign. That's if you're trying to look for that's about as pinpointy as you can get for a MACD for real. When they flip like that, that's like that's about it. That's about as close of a signal as you'll get. As here's the moment. And even this kind of janky, but it looks like the Bitcoin is finding support there. I got a 100x long trade going on. Are you still up? You didn't stop me out, did you? Oh, you're still 102. I went Degen. And I mean, I started out with the 100x. I didn't put it in and then crank it up. I just went full on. I was like, I'm gonna try this. Gosh darn it, the other stuff I was doing wasn't working. Crazy enough as it seems. Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, we used to look at, I want to make this comment, and I don't want people to take it wrong, but when I was in the trading group and everything, they talked bad about perpetuals and leverage and all that. They never, because they didn't trade it. That's the one that Joe was in. I think Lifer was in there. They didn't teach leverage. They do now, or they started to. But it was always thought of, 100x leverage is crazy, man. Only stupid people do that. 30x leverage is crazy, man. Only stupid people do. But you find the people that when they finally do start trading leverage, and well, look at the leverage that they use. It gets up there. But I will say this: when it comes to Bitcoin, with something that's $108,000, you got wiggle room with those high leverage. The thing that you got to keep in mind with your leverage, and what didn't understand as a noob, hearing about leverage trading versus spot. If you're trading spot and you think, I feel bad, everybody's trading leverage, don't listen to that, man. I'm telling you. You're probably the sharpest knife in the drawer for real. Stick with spot, man. You don't have to get on the leverage kick. You're probably doing better on spot, to be honest with you. Okay, I'm just you can play with leverage a little bit, but don't make it your whole thing. I'm just saying, because you can lose your ass really quickly when you start doing those perpetual futures. They're designed to take your money, and they're really good at it. But the thing is, you figure out where you're going to put your stop loss, and you got to figure out where you're going to get in. And then wherever you put your stop loss, well, that's what you're risking. So if it's like 1, 2, 5% of your account, you got $100 account and you're only going to risk 2%. So you can't lose more than $2, right? So if you get a good entry that's already got a pretty good risk, and that gives me that was how I was able to do a big X leverage. But as long as you got wherever your stop loss, you can put whatever, crank that leverage up as big as you want it, or make your position size as big as you want it. Just as long as when you get stopped out, and a lot of the things on perps, they will tell you, what you lose when you get stopped out. You put it in, they'll tell you how much you're going to lose, and so that's the number you focus on being your 1, 2, or 5% of your account, whatever your rules are. And that was a hard concept to learn or even want to hear. And sometimes you hear things and you don't. Oh, yeah, whatever. I'll pay attention to that later. You follow in the back. You don't pay as much attention to it, but that is critically important. To manage your account. And when you get away from that rule, that's when things start going astray. When you get away from stop losses and what that stop loss represents in your account, that's when things start getting askew, and you're not going to be as profitable. That's a hard lesson to learn, especially for a degen, okay? And I still struggle with that. But when I do smack myself on the ass, you know, it usually takes a good ass whooping. And my tiny account has been kicking my ass lately. I'm not gonna lie about it. My little $200 account has been kicking my ass a lot lately. It's not 200 anymore. But that's where I got this degen trade on. So anyway, it's probably why I'm having to do degen trades, because but the degens, that's nice. I'm up 78% on that little guy. I got an entry at 107. My average is 107,548. Right here. And I didn't. Yeah, I did add a little bit to it. I took a little. Right. I've done a couple of them, so I'm trying not to get them confused in my head. And this is the one that's finally taken off. The other ones look like they did, but then they started giving it back. But this one's finally starting to do something here. I hope it keeps going. But my risk is, you know, now I got my stop loss in, and once that happens, I got my stop loss, you know, moved to break even or in profit. Take a little bit of profit, so if I get stopped out, I'm good to go. But I don't know. Just thought I'd mention that. I don't know why. Sometimes it's good to talk about these things and just remember, because sometimes you get out of the habit of doing these things and you just need somebody to talk about it and say, oh, maybe I need to look at that again. That helps. When you follow the rules, and you got to, on spot, you can, you know, it's lenient, okay? And you own that. That's yours. This stuff, you don't really, it's paper. You don't really own anything. You get paid in dollars, cash out in dollars, or maybe it's an inverse. You get cashed out in whatever coin you're trading. That's not as popular as the regular ones. So it's a lot of smoke and mirrors, in my personal opinion, and it gets kind of janky in futures the way that works. A lot more risky, and that leverage will kick your ass. So the spot people, those are the smart ones. Always keep that in mind. But spot is a lot more forgiving, and you got to be on your toes when you're messing with leverage. And cutting corners just always seems to do that. But when I have found, when I'm very strict with my rules, I perform better. And I got one account I definitely do that, because I already went through the lesson over there. But on the Degen account, yeah, I got to start doing some rules, even with the Degen leverage. All right, guys, I'm going to head out of here, but I'm going to take a look at the 6-minute time frame, because that's the one I kind of watch, like a little Degen that I am. If you're looking for a trend line there, looks like we'll get a breakout. If you're looking for the bigger trend line, well, she's kind of up here, suggesting that 109.5 is probably about where we're going to find some resistance. So maybe get about another $1,000 out of Bitcoin before we see some reaction that needs some attention. But that's a good sign. Kind of weird that on a Friday night we're looking at Asia come in and step in and buy some crypto, and maybe that will help have an altcoin party, because I do believe altcoins will start moving this weekend, and I want to take advantage of it. Thanks for hanging out with me. Good night, everybody. See you tomorrow.
I feel so unsure as I log in tonight. The charts start to sway, red and green in my sight.
Babayas. Stranger.
I should have stayed grounded, not chase the high. Now my wallet's a ghost, and I'm asking why. Market moves call out my name, a leverage dance, a fleeting game. I traded hearts for one last play, now all I hold has slipped away. Tonight the coins fall so cold.
Ladies and gentlemen, for your viewing pleasure, for those who want to stay around, we'll be ending this show with a little bit of comedy. If you've seen it before, it's the same thing. If you haven't seen it, this is something new. That was a cue, Sean. Oh, my bad.
So, I've been doing this thing called crypto trading. It's like buying and selling digital money like a garage sale, but without the rusty bicycles. You're a tough crowd tonight. But I really like crypto. They got some crazy terms. I love the terms they use, but this one, HODL, H-O-D-L, that one just sounds crazy. It sounds like somebody misspelled the word hold. And they always say, just HODL, man. It's like they're giving financial advice with a speech impediment. And those charts, oh man, the charts. Man, I look at those charts and I feel like I'm reading a seismograph in an earthquake. Oh, look, it's going up. Nope, it's coming. It's going down. Maybe it's just doing the cha-cha, baby. But you ever notice how crypto traders, they're always talking about it going to the moon. It's like the universe's most ambitious field trip. Next stop, Mars. Just kidding. I can't afford a spaceship ticket right now. But I bought some Dogecoin once because, why not invest in a coin that started as a meme? I'm waiting every day for the day that we have Rickroll coin. Every time you check the balance on your phone, you get Rickroll.